Hello everybody, so I want to share with you my experience with New Game Plus 4, New Game Plus. Okay, a few pluses. Now I probably wouldn't get that far unless Derpal were actually sharing this save file and other people also sharing this save file, so you have a chance to actually experience it without actually getting there yourself. And the reason I'm staying and not actually with my main save is because I wanted to try different things on the base game and share it with others who are struggling. So I didn't want to basically progress through New Game Plus. At least not as of this time of making this video. So I went to try several bosses and early game bosses, as you can see here. This is a secret boss. Again, this is New Game Plus 4. In overall, doable. Again, this is just an early game, but still. Enemies are tanky, all these little enemies that you probably eliminate with one hit, all these junk enemies, trash enemies are pretty tanky, so it takes you quite a few hits to eliminate them. And of course bosses as well. Again, they are more tanky, they are tougher, and I fell several times actually fighting them. Although I'm actually in this particular save, I have lots of crazy items, including the ability to use the Wukong Stance, which I haven't used here in this particular fight. Now, when I look at it like that, the question is whether it's worth it getting into New Game Plus. I think for those who really enjoy the game and want that extra, the New Game Plus is the only thing that will give them that extra. There are new weapons, there's a new stance, and of course, it's still going to be challenging and difficult, even more. So yeah, I mean, that can definitely be a thing for those who really enjoy the game and want to challenge themselves forward. Now the next motivator of course is getting things that you actually miss. If you already move on to New Game Plus and you want to continue playing but you miss so many things because there are lots of secrets in this game, this is another reason you can actually do that and enjoy it, and there are plenty of secrets to discover, especially if you're not watching guides and just enjoy discovery for sure. And of course there are going to be those who will always try to push forward as far as possible to try to get. Maybe there's going to be something that people haven't discovered. Maybe there are some secrets that you think like, alright, we discovered all. Maybe there is more. We just need to push further and play more. We'll see about that. I mean, we know from Elden Ring, for example, that people keep discovering things. It just seems like, well, everybody discovered everything, but still things popping up every now and then. But I can tell you that personally, the game is just fun. I just really enjoy it. And this actually shows me how much I love the boss rush mode, because I can just, when I jump into the game and want to play and have fun, I just can go straight into battles. So when I go into New Game Plus, I don't want to mess around with traveling and lots of fighting the small enemies. I want to really challenge the big bosses. And when I jump into this save game, which again is not mine, I was able to do this pretty straight away, which is cool. So there are benefits also for, in terms of replay value, to actually having a game like that when you're moving on to New Game Plus and you already kind of, don't really to fight the trash enemies. You just want to see how it is fighting bosses. Of course, you can do that even before. But when you move on to New Game Plus, your character already have lots of upgrades, so you're more focusing on beating the bosses rather than dealing with the trash, which is more important early on in the game. We want to kind of level up faster, get more points to invest in the skill tree and so on. Now, to be honest with you, in terms of replay volume, it really doesn't have anything special about that. I mean, yeah, you can get extra stuff, which is nice. You can do maybe a few New Game Pluses to get to the stance, which is needed if you want to have this permanently unlocked for you. But how many people will actually get to the point where they say, all right, I'm going to go through it and just to get this thing, which is very, very challenging, by the way. Not many. Many people just get other people's save and just give it a try, and that's all. Now, when I played the Elden Ring, by the way, I actually did a playthrough 3 times, which is very rare for me to do that. But the main reason that I actually did that is because I could play as a spellcaster this time around. Just change. It's kind of like different class. Although you can unlock different things, you don't really need to change something. But I decided that I don't want to go into New Game Plus, which is going to be more challenging, by the way. I just want to start something from the beginning and learn as I go by just fighting the same enemies as I did before with the faith strength build, but just going with something intelligence for spellcasting. And indeed, it just felt like a different game. It was so much fun dealing with the same bosses again, but something different, completely different. So I thought that maybe there's a missed opportunity to add a kind of a extra replay value by adding maybe 2 other classes. or maybe they can do that maybe in another DLC, but I kind of doubt that this will be done. But I have to tell you, I'm triggered, and this is why I wanted to play this New Game Plus 4, because I wanted to see how I fare against certain bosses, which is really fun, while having, of course, having access to all the powerful arsenal of different new weapons, and of course all the armor upgraded to mythical, and see how I can deal with them. And so far so good. I mean, harder, yes, but definitely doable. So far, we need to wait and see. But I don't think enough. Again, because the stances are separated from the weapon themselves. If it was something different, for example, it would be something else. But you know, you can choose any weapon you like, and you can choose with that weapon any stance you like. So it does lose some of the, let's say, extensibility that could have been made here. So players will kind of want to try many things, maybe a different class that has this different stance. I don't know. Eventually, it's up to you to decide whether you want to go through it. In my opinion, the replay value is not really there, and some players, I think most players, will decide just to move on to another game. So what are your thoughts? Are you kind of triggered in testing yourself against some of the tough bosses, but in New Game Plus, and unlocking the new stance and trying new weapons, and of course upgrade to mythical armor and see how you fare with them? Let me know in the comment section below. I will play with it a bit more. I don't know how much, but definitely I'm enjoying so far, and I don't want to quit. Not yet.